boys and girls, I'm Miss Sparkle and this is Rosie Posey. Today we have a fun book to read called Mooseltoe. It's such a funny story, and we're going to sing a fun little song and we're going to do a craft. Let's get started. Rose, you ready? So our song goes, little elf, what do you see? And then what do we eat, smell, hear, and feel? Okay? So we're going to start. Little elf, what do you see? Shimmering lights on the Christmas tree. Little elf, what do you eat? Candy cane so crunchy and sweet. Little elf, what do you smell? Something's in the oven, but I won't tell. Little elf, what do you hear? Sleigh bells ringing on Santa's reindeer. Little elf, what do you feel? Santa's soft beard, it feels so real. Let's do it one more time. Little elf, what do you see? Shimmering lights on the Christmas tree. Little elf, what do you eat? Candy cane so crunchy and sweet. Little elf, what do you smell? Something's in the oven, but I won't tell. Little elf, what do you hear? Sleigh bells ringing on Santa's reindeer. Little elf, what do you feel? Santa's soft beard, it feels so real. Okay, boys and girls, now we're going to read a book called Mooseltoe. Who's ready? This is a fun story. I love it. Mooseltoe by Margie Palatini, illustrated by Henry Cole. Look at him. Look at that moose. How silly is he? Mooseltoe. 'Twas the season, and Moose was merry. He joyfully tickled the ivories with his tuneful of tidings and a flurry of fa-la-las. He was so full of ho-ho-hos, even his moustache had the holiday spirit. But Moose was more than just a bit merry and bright. He was busy. There was a lot to be done on his list of to-dos, but with orderly organization and a bit of regimentation, lots of imagination, and just plain old Moose know-how, getting ready for the big day should have been simple, easy, yes, in all probability, just perfectly perfect. He wasted not one merry minute. Moose got moving and put some hustle into the holiday bustle. He went to work. He wrote cards and letters till his hooves hurt. Check! He shopped till he dropped. Check! He hauled home boxes and bags and presents galore. Moose had gifts for everyone stacked from ceiling to floor. Check! Then he wrapped, yo, and he ribboned, ho. And on each and every package, he tied a big, beautiful bow. Check, double check. So far, so simple, so easy, so perfectly perfect. Another look at the list, and Moose headed for the kitchen. He pulled out the pots, pans, and bowls, sifted through stacks and racks of cookbooks. He whisked with his left, spooned with his right. Moose baked tons of tins of cookies. Check! Dozens of cakes, breads, and sweets. Check! He made jellies, sticky jams, Moose roasted a goose and some chestnuts. He toasted marshmallows and yams. Check, check, check. Triple check. Yes, yes. So simple, so easy. But of course, so perfectly perfect. Decorations were up next on his list of things to do and get done. So Moose decked the halls, then he spruced the walls. He beaded, bowed, and mistletoed. He gathered garland, ropes, wreaths, and holly, jingled bells, sang noels. Oh, good golly, this moose was jolly. Check, 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 check. Last but not least, he hung all the stockings, each and every one with special care, and just in time too. Soon Santa would be there. Check! And final check. Yes, sirree! Getting ready for Christmas was an absolute snap. And so simple, so easy, and if he did say so himself, Moose thought totally, utterly, completely, perfectly perfect. On that night before Christmas, Mother, little Sissy, Bucky, and Junior looked all through the house. What a job Moose had done. Everything looked bountiful, festive, quite fine indeed. There was just one minor problem, if you will. Oh dear, sighed the missus, as the five stared at one empty corner. Oh my, oh me, oh gee. Pop, what happened? Cried Junior. You forgot the tree. Whoops! Where would they hang the tinsel, string the popcorn, light the lights? Where would Santa leave his gifts for the kiddies on Christmas Eve night? So Moose pulled on his galoshes and put on his hat. He would find a tree somewhere, somehow, and that's all that there was. So out went the moose, bravely bustering, blowing winds and the cold, trudging through snowdrifts, courageous and bold. Moose first hoofed it down to the corner. Not a tree to be had. Then he slid around the block. Uh-oh, things were looking bad. He went down every boulevard, street, and little road. He looked down the lanes and alleys. Every tree had been sold. There wasn't a branch, not even a twig, not even one lousy, bowless bough hanging around. Nope, nada, nothing. Not a tree to be found. No tree? Sighed a sad moose as he came home empty-handed that snowy eve. The kids tried to make the best of it. They said, "Oh, so who needs a tree?" But Moose could plainly see they were short on the glee. He knew he had to do something, and that's just what he did. In the empty corner he stood and spread his arms out very wide. Then he smiled at his children and he winked at his bride. "Kids," he declared, "fetch your forgetful pop some of that tried and true family glop." So back came the kids carrying a big pot of glue, and without a word to one another, they knew what to do. They each took a part, grabbing strands, taking hold. Then carefully, oh so carefully, they glopped and they plopped. They pasted and they pressed. They curled and they twirled, each which way a follicle could fathom, until Moose's magnificent moustache was indeed even more of a marvel to see. Moose was just a few needles shy of being an evergreen tree. They strung Moose with lights from his head to his toes and draped him with tinsel, beginning right with his nose. They hung balls that were shiny and bells that twinkled, candy canes, berries, and plum sugar sprinkles. Then they all stood back, Junior plugged in his pop. Oh! Ah! Yes, Moose truly was an incredible sight. He was glorious and glowing, and boy, oh boy, was he ever bright. Look at him. It's the best Christmas tree I've ever seen. Look at that. Then Junior placed the star on top of the Moose's head. He gave him a kiss and a pat, and they all headed off to bed, except Moose, of course. He stayed in the corner instead, still twinkling and blinking and waiting for Santa. Oh, so it wasn't so simple, and it wasn't so easy, and okay, it wasn't so perfectly perfect. But do you know what? It was pretty close. Ho, ho, ho. Who do you think came? The end. Oh, that Moose. What an awesome daddy he was. He made himself into that tree. How fun was he? Oh, I just made a rhyme. He, tree. Oh my goodness, he was so much fun. Okay, so we're gonna do our Mooseltoe craft. It's gonna be so much fun. So first, at the bottom underneath is the link to the activity. You can print it off and do this with me. And please hit that subscribe button and like my video. So this is the craft we're going to be doing. And as you can see, there's light bulbs, there's a star, and of course, there's the moose. So let's get started. First, we're gonna color. You can color however you like, okay? You don't have to color like me. You can color just like you like. I'm gonna start with brown. I'm gonna make his antlers brown. Now we will be cutting, and you're gonna need an extra paper. If you get out of the lines a little bit, that's okay, because we're gonna cut this part out. Color the antlers. Then I'm going to choose a different brown to color his face. I think Moose had the best idea ever, don't you? It was such a great idea. Oh, you know what I'm going to do before I color down there? I'm going to take my pink and I'm going to make his little mouth pink right in here. I always think if I do that first, it's a little bit, his nostrils a little bit pink over that. And then it's easier to color around. Color his face. Do you like the song that we sang earlier? I liked that song. Then I'm going to make his ears even a different brown. It's going to be all kinds of browns. Little elf, what do you see? shimmering lights on the Christmas tree. Little elf, what do you eat? Candy cane so crunchy and sweet. Little elf, what do you smell? Something's in the oven, but I won't tell. Little elf, what do you hear? Sleigh bells ringing on Santa's reindeer. I'm gonna get my yellow for my star. Little elf, what do you feel? Santa's beard, it feels so real. My star. Remember, if you get out of lines, it's okay. We're going to cut this out. Okay. Then I'm going to color my lights. And do the tops of them silver. Now you can do these however you want to. I'm going to choose to make mine all the colors of the rainbow. But I know pink isn't the color of the rainbow, but pink's my favorite. So I'm going to use pink instead of yellow because I have a yellow star. Do pink and red. Remember, this is yours, so you can do yours however you want. Maybe you want to just do red and green Christmas colors. And orange. Red, orange. I'm not going to do yellow because my yellow was my star. Green. Green, green, green. I want the bright green. Green. And blue. Make sure that, yep, that's my favorite blue. See how I did that? Because I'm going to cut that out so it doesn't matter. Now, if I wasn't going to cut this out, I wouldn't do that. I would turn it over. Sometimes I like to check my color to see if I really like it. And then purple. Where's me a good purple? There's a good purple. Oh, that's a pretty purple. Okay, now the reason you need another paper is because we're going to cut Moose out. We're going to make his mustache ourselves. We're going to cut the little pieces out. So you have to have your little extra paper, okay? And first I'm going to take Moose between the star and I'm just going to cut a straight line. So I have a smaller paper. Now remember, when you're cutting, the big oval at the bottom, little at the top, knuckles to the table. Okay, elbow up. Makes it easier to cut. Now this is very hard cutting. If you're new to cutting, it's okay to ask for help. Make sure that you only cut the dark black line. I made it so it would be easier to cut. So only follow the dark black line. See, that was a lot. That makes it easier. I just cut that little piece off. But I made sure not to cut my antler off. Around and around. Now, if you're not here yet and you want to just stop the video, you could catch up with me like that. Just stop the video for a little bit and catch up with me. Go. Comes a little ear. Remember the dark line. Goes around. That's a lot. Cut that off. Makes it easier to cut. Dark line. This is hard to cut. This is very tedious. Okay, there's my head. And all this was trash. In my trash can. Okay. And then I'm going to cut my star out. Remember, they put a star on his head. It's so cute. Now my Christmas tree right here, it has a bow on top. But my big Christmas tree at my house has an angel on it that my grandmother made me when I was a little girl. I put her on the top of our tree every year. And I'm going to cut out my lights. Here's one. Two. Three. Looks like we have 3 more to go. 3 and 3 more makes 6. We have 6 light bulbs. 6 beautiful, colorful light bulbs. Another one. Actually, I'm going to cut like this. So much extra paper. Here, that's my trash. Here's one. Now remember, if you need more time, just stop the video and catch up with me. Okay, I'm going to put my scissors down. I'm going to take my light bulbs off and my star off. Now, mousse has to be glued on very carefully. I'm going to put some little dots, ever so little. Oh, it's not working, so I've got to close it. Pick off the top, open. Oh, yep, I can hear it. Little tiny dots. Not too close on the edge. I don't want it to smush out everywhere. Here we go. See? And if I do like this, that glue doesn't come off. I'm going to put his head at the very top. There we go. Okay, now his head's on. Now with my brown crayon, because his mustache was brown. Let's look at how sweet he was at the very end of the story. Look at that. So we're just going to make swirlies with our brown to make his mustache. I'm going to take my And then right from where his nose was. Go. Ooh, and I'm just gonna make swirlies. And this side's gonna be swirlies. Here we go. Now I'm just gonna color it in just a little bit. I'm gonna make it a little bit thicker. See how I'm making it just a little bit thicker? Okay, there's that. And then I'm gonna take my, I'm gonna make that cute little thing on top of his head. Remember in the story, how he has that cute little piece of hair that goes up? So I'm gonna make that cute little piece of hair that goes up. And then I'm gonna put my star. Needs a little tiny dot of glue. On his head. Oh, how sweet. Then I'm going to take the lights and I'm going to just glue them wherever I want. Little pieces. Little dots of glue. All over lights. Oh, I'm loving it so far. Okie doke. Now I'm going to use some markers. If you have markers, you could use markers, or you could just keep using crayons, or maybe some colored pencils. But I'm going to finish mine off with markers. I think it'll be beautiful. I'm going to make some different ornaments. I'll leave that open. Make some bigger green ones. I'm even going to put little stars in my tree. I do like a little garland where it's just like all the way down. Ooh, just be creative. I think I want a red one like that too. Maybe that goes this way. Ooh, that's fun. Oh my goodness, can you imagine if you got to decorate somebody like this? How fun that would be. Would be fun. Put some more decorations on. Ooh, I'm gonna make candy canes. Oh, I'm gonna use my red. I'm gonna make little candy canes. Kind of like a half of a heart. Oh, there's even candy canes on him. Oh my goodness, how fun. I hope yours is looking, oh my goodness. You know what I would love to put on here? If you have glitter at home, you could put some glitter. Glitter makes me happy always. Glitter doesn't make everybody happy, but glitter makes me super happy. I love some glitter. Some people I don't love glitter. If you use glitter, make sure you ask permission, okay? Now, what do you think about mine? Do you love it? I hope yours is awesome. I bet it is. I'd love to see it. Oh my goodness, boys and girls. I hope you had so much fun with me today. I had so much fun with you. It's the holiday season. I want you to go spread your sparkles everywhere. That means to spread your kindness everywhere. Smile at people, wave at people, do nice things for people. Tell them that you care. Show them that you care. Until next time, boys and girls, I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. Peace, love, sparkles.